a central part of Donald Trump's 2024 presidential bid is his promise that once he is reelected, he's going to take apart and destroy what he calls the deep state. Back last month when he was at Waco, Texas, in front of the mouth-breathing half-human maggots who stood there chanting his name, he said, either the deep state destroys America or we destroy the deep state. That's what he said. Now, what's this about? Well, this is his vow of retribution for all of his political enemies, saying that when he gets back into the White House, quote, the reign is over, end quote. Not only is Trump a filthy, subhuman bastard, he is also so mentally unstable, he's become so paranoid that the slightest chance of his being president again should cause people in this country to make the strong determination that he won't. And he also has said there's going to be retribution. That's what he calls it, retribution for his political enemies. Not just the deep state in a kind of vague, undefinable, what he means by that is all the people who work for the government. Millions of people. He wants to get rid of them. And last month, this orange son of a bitch released a whole list of proposals to destroy what these Christian terrorists say is a secret cabal of government workers who wield enormous power and work against the Lord Jesus Christ and the Christian fascists and the Republicans. And so many of what these Christian terrorists are talking about are tied to investigations of this filthy monster Donald Trump. And that includes cracking down on government whistleblowers. Oh, we don't want to know about corruption inside government agencies. Oh, no, we're Christians. They also want to make documents public, secret documents, ones that don't indict or affect them. And they want to create independent auditors, that's what they're calling them, Christian terrorists who will monitor U.S. intelligence agencies, so that when intelligence is gathered, if it doesn't comport with what the Christian fascists want the American public to believe, it'll be destroyed. Very simply. Anything negative to Putin would be destroyed because the Christian fascists understand that Putin is another Christian fascist, the Christian fascist in this country. That's what he is. But it's the lead proposal of this destruction that Trump has in mind that is causing concern among civil servants, federal employees, call them what you want, and gets these Christian fascists just almost sexually aroused. And it's something that Trump implemented very briefly the last time he was president. Now, here it is at the top of Trump's list. This is according to NBC. At the top of Trump's list is reinstituting an executive order known as Schedule F, which would reclassify tens of thousands of federal employees involved in policy decisions as at-will employees. In other words, they would lose the civil service employment protection they have now. And it would be much easier for the orange vomit to just fire them. Or for his Christian fascist operatives. Get out of here. We don't want you anymore. And to give a taste of how that policy might be used, the line in Schedule F, immediately following the first line, is a pledge to, quote, overhaul federal departments and agencies, firing all of the corrupt actors in our national security and intelligence apparatus. Schedule F. Now, this whole insane shit was put together in the final weeks of the Orange Nazis administration. But obviously, there was no time to implement it. There was no time left to put this into effect. But the second time around, if Trump is in the White House, this shit will start the day he gets there. But this extends beyond Trump. Let me quote a guy, Russ Vought. He's an architect of Schedule F. When he was Trump's director of the Office of Management and Budget, he said this, quote, "I think Schedule F is basically doctrine now on the entire political right. So I think one that sits in that position does not have an ability to not do this. Not unlike any other governing philosophy. Schedule F," he went on, "is getting to the point where I cannot see anyone who runs on the Republican side who doesn't put this into play." End quote. And Mr. Russ Vought is the president of a Nazi organization called the Center for Renewing America. Ron DeSantis, the little shit governor of Florida, who is Trump's most formidable potential rival, DeSantis dedicated space in his recently published political memoir to this insane Schedule F, which is the anti-Constitution of the United States. And DeSantis wrote positively about so-called Schedule F. And in what he wrote, DeSantis was kind of critical of Trump because he didn't put it into power when he was president the first time. Christians are going crazy in this country, and they truly are exerting the power that they think they have, that they do have, that was unleashed with the stolen election, or the stolen election of Donald Trump. I call it stolen election because the son of a bitch lost the popular vote by 4 or 5 million votes. But because of the racist way our electoral system is set up, he became president, and look what he has done. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. You know, the Progressive Voices Network brings you commercial-free commentary from today's leading progressive radio hosts and pundits, like me, Mike Malloy, 24 hours a day. I'm not your typical old guy from the 80s or the 90s talk radio host, and Progressive Voices is not your typical talk radio network. It's a listener-supported nonprofit with no corporate control whatsoever over our broadcast. So hosts like me, Mike Malloy, are free to rant and scream and carry on about whatever we like. We're often controversial, but we're never boring. Weeknights, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West on the Progressive Voices Network. Always progressive, always on. I'm Mike Malloy. Keep it lit.